Welcome, everybody, to the
I'm Fat Podcast.
Snacks are best saved for later.
With Jay Zawaski.
That man ate all our shrimp and 2 plastic lobsters.
And Rick Camp.
Out of the mist came a beast, more stomach than man.
Welcome into another edition of the I'm Fat Podcast, brought to you by our sponsors, Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, and Frato's Culinary Kitchen. I am Rick Camp alongside fellow fat Jay Zawaski. And Jay, it's been a busy week. I know we say that a lot, but with it, well, in theory, warming up and then getting colder again, it's been a lot going on this week.
Oh, it's been a very busy week. We've played 3 softball games in the last 24 hours or so. I'm very tired. I'm very sleepy. Last night I hit the bed and I was like out, which I appreciate. That's great. But man, and then we got another game tomorrow at 8. So softball's here, man, for the next 2 or 3 months. That's going to be my life. And I'm here for it because I love my teams. Addie's in-house team is the Atomic Fireballs, and they're a bunch of goofballs. And then her travel team, the Heat, is like this this band of weirdos that just all suit each other very, very well. So it's been a lot of fun. But thanks for tuning in. We appreciate everybody being here. Make sure you are subscribed where you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff. We've got our merchandise shop, imfatmerch.com. You can go there. You can follow us on social media at imfatpod on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. We've also got the I'm Fat Podcast fans page on Facebook. We've got our Patreon, patreon.com/imfatpod. Coming soon, you'll be able to give us a tip on Spotify. Right now, you can give us a tip on Twitter at imfatpod. The goal is if we get enough tips on Twitter or Spotify, that we don't have to add advertisers, but we do like making money. So
can they do that, or can they do just the tips there?
Just the tips are fine.
Okay.
Just do it often. Make sure.
Philosophy.
Yeah. What else? We got everything. I'm Fat Merch, Patreon. Got the
I think so. Spotify, poll, all that stuff.
Yeah, we got our poll results from last week. Do you think KFC has changed their recipe in recent years? 74% of you said yes. 26% of you said no. We will unveil this week's Spotify poll question later in the show because it pertains to something we're going to be talking about.
Nice.
So, Rick, the big breaking news item that we have, and if you're listening to the I'm Fat Podcast, it's not breaking news because we had this story thanks to our Culver's Insider 2 weeks before anybody had it. The Culver's Smokehouse Barbecue Cheddar Burger is here. Rick and I have both had it. Rick and I both have thoughts. I will let you begin, my friend, because I've been talking for a while.
This burger might be my favorite fast food burger I've ever had.
Damn!
I'll come out hot here because I got this thing. So you can see it's a bit of a thicker patty. It's not just like the standard patty. It's like closer to a pub patty.
Yeah.
For this. And it's obviously got your cheddar cheese bun. The bun is cheddar cheese. Also, it's got clearly thick cheese on there.
Bun,
which was also my wrestling name in high school, thick cheese. And it's got the onion ring. And then if you want, it comes with mayo. I said no mayo, so it didn't. Like the flavor is good. Like anybody who's had the tenders from Culver's knows the barbecue sauce is very good. So, and it pairs, now we know it's just like putting logic together. Okay. It pairs well with a burger as well as chicken. Because some, can be more geared towards one versus the other. This is good with both. And something that I was a little surprised about, and I was a little worried when I grabbed the burger out of the box. The box was was the fact that I don't know where I'm at tonight. This is gonna be a weird one. That the integrity of the onion ring stayed, even though it was under the patties. I was worried about that.
Yeah. Definitely. And I agree with you on this. Culver's is kind of the king of fast food. Like,
yes,
their quality is so much better than anybody else's, but this was delicious. I hope it's there to stay. And I am excited that there is a chicken version of this too.
Right.
So if you, for whatever reason, don't eat beef, there is the breaded chicken version of this, and I'm going to try that too because you're right. The barbecue sauce for the tenders at Culver's is delicious. It's high quality. It's really good tasting, and this thing was I thought it was wonderful. I really loved it. I was like took one bite and I'm like, yeah, this is something here to stay. And I texted you about it and I shared you my picture of the pub burger.
Yes, you did.
I forgot to take a picture first. So it's
that's great.
in my curd bag right on top of there with my napkin. But yeah, it was good. And for a burger that's like covered in barbecue sauce, it wasn't overly messy.
Yes, that's appreciated.
It was a little bit. I think there was a time or two I had to lick my pinky, after getting the barbecue sauce on it. But hey, man, seriously, 5 stars. And the thing about these Culver's things, like, I hope they all stay forever, but like the menu is going to get too big and it's going to be too much to maintain.
Yeah. Although the thing is with this,
you kind of have everything.
The only thing is the buns.
Yeah.
The bun?
The bun is the only thing because outside of that, the different patty, probably the different patty.
I mean, it's the same. Isn't it the same meat though?
Yeah.
Isn't it just more of it or?
Yeah. They probably could do it. They could do it because they clearly have the barbecue sauce always. Yeah, they should just keep it. Just keep the damn burger because it's so good.
Yeah,
it's like no BS because we have the Culver's Insider and whatever.
No,
legitimately a fantastic burger.
Yes, it is seriously great. It is seriously great. You like, honest to God, I hope it stays forever. And if our Culver's Insider is listening to this episode, and I hope they are, I'm not going to give away their gender, get them in trouble.
Maybe you just did.
Damn it. But let us know. Like, is there a chance that this thing can stay forever if people like it enough?
Right. Well, I would assume.
Is it a calculation of, all right, we sold this many, like the Kurger burger?
Right. My guess is that regardless, even if it doesn't, they want it to be a permanent thing, it'll probably have to go away for a while and then come back like as like a stock up on everything that is required, which is basically just the bun. And
the bun?
What just fell behind my? All of a sudden, I don't know if that came through, but there was definitely a crash.
You had to go. You have a ghost.
Oh, my Mr. Rogers Funko Pop fell over.
Oh, poor Fred.
Yeah, it's a fraternity brother, so
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yep. So that I'm telling you, like that is as long as that is on the menu. That is what I'm getting at Culver's.
Yeah, the Culver's Cheddar Barbecue Burger, absolutely fantastic.
Smokehouse Barbecue Cheddar Burger.
Yeah, it's excellent.
Yes,
excellent fight. There's nothing more to say about it.
No,
if you're on the fence, just go and get it.
It's barbecue. It's a cheddar bun, which that bun is really good.
The bun?
It's not just it's I don't know if it's like slightly denser, but like sometimes that can be a bad thing, but it's not a bad thing in this case. Like I would assume just like with having the cheddar whatever in there, but man, like the structural integrity of everything works. There's no like if you get like a pretzel bun somewhere, like some of those can be a little too chewy. This is not too chewy. It's like a little different than the normal, but it's still like got the crust. So like it keeps that separation of church and state between the stuff between the buns and the bun itself. So like it was really good.
So I'll say this too. Like I was a little bit worried that the bun would be aggressively cheesy, but it's not. So as an example, like if you ever go to Jersey Mike's and get the rosemary parm bread, where it's a little bit of a subtle difference. It's certainly different, and you can taste the taste, but it's not like overwhelmingly different. Right. I would say the same thing about the bun here. It's different, and it stands out, and it's kind of a perfect vehicle for what you order, but it's not something that's going to like really change the experience extremely one way or the other.
Right. we're doing this at like 9 o'clock at night, which for us is, late for doing pretty much anything other than talking to the people that are required to talk to us.
Yes,
So
exactly.
it's going to be interesting.
I've got some taste tests here for you.
Yes.
I found some interesting items this week. By the way, last week we got an email from somebody recommending Prime, the energy drink.
Yes.
I have found Prime. It is awesome.
Really?
It's really good. That description of like it tastes like a melted popsicle is kind of true. There is one that's called Ice Pop, and it's red, white, and blue, and it looks like a bomb pop.
Yeah.
But I've had the fruit punch, the lemon lime, the Metamoon, and like the blue raspberry. They were all excellent. I found multi-packs at Mariano's. That's where I found the Ice Pop one and the fruit punch. It was like an 8-pack for $12.99, so it's not super cheap.
Yeah.
And then Jules was selling bottles on her own 2 for $4.
I forget if we've talked about this. Have you had Celsius?
No.
Celsius is supposed to be, like they're claiming that it's energy drink, but not as bad as the stuff now. Whatever. I don't know how true it is. Don't particularly care. Smaller can, it's 12-ounce cans.
Okay.
So you lose a little bit of value in that regard, but good. I think my favorite flavor so far is the strawberry lemonade. It is really good. Like I think you can get them at like a 7-Eleven, or they might have displays up at Walgreens, but I don't know if they're actually in the cases at Walgreens.
Yeah.
But I actually really like Celsius. So
they're not boozy.
No.
Okay, they kind of look boozy.
Right. Like they're trying to look a little like, it's more refined as opposed to being like Red Bull where it's just like energy in your face.
All right. Low sugar too.
Mm-hmm.
I can try that. The primes are like 6 grams of sugar, which isn't terrible. So down there. Anyway.
Yes.
So I was looking for primes at the gas station, but I found this instead. This is vitamin water, zero sugar with love. The flavor is raspberry dark chocolate.
Interesting.
Now, Addie and Hope have tasted this, and they have held their reviews for me.
Okay.
And I remember as a kid, my grandma used to have a fridge full of Canfield's chocolate pop.
Okay.
And that stuff sucked ass.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried every week it was there. I'm like, maybe it'll be better this week. Nope. It was bad every damn week. So my hopes with this are not super high. So, okay. The smell immediately smells like cotton candy. That's the first thought I get is cotton candy.
Interesting.
I taste it.
Not an insignificant sip there, too.
I'm incredibly thirsty. That tastes like cotton candy.
Really?
Yes.
I've never put raspberry together with cotton candy, but
me neither. But I could smell what they're implying with the chocolate, like a little bit.
I guess smell what vitamin water is cooking.
Well, if it was like a chocolate covered raspberry, I guess this would sort of be the taste a little bit. But my first instinct with the smell and the taste was cotton candy.
Interesting.
That said, I like it. It's good. I could see myself getting this at the store because I like vitamin water because it's not overly like thick and sugary, especially the zero sugar, obviously.
Sure.
But this is way better than I thought it would be.
Okay. You're right about chocolate, and trying to put chocolate with pop or any sort of carbonation really is it's always bad.
No, they've tried and failed in the cans. I swear to God, like me and my cousins we would drink the Canfields every week and be like, this is still bad. We used to think maybe it was just old or whatever. Like it turned. Nope, it was just flat out bad despite our best efforts. Speaking of cousins, I remember I talked about Calabria, the Italian deli.
Yes.
Last week. I went there for lunch this week. And it's far from home. I live in Homewood. This is in like Morgan Park, Beverly. And I'm walking in and I hear, "You're far from home." And I look over my shoulder and my cousin Gary is pulling up in his squad car. I'm like, good. So I run over to talk to him. He's like, "I'm going to lunch in Calabria. What else am I doing?" I'm like, "All right, we're getting lunch together. Let's go."
Nice.
So that was what are the odds of that? It was pretty funny. All right, my other taste test item.
Mm-hmm.
Found these at the Mariano's. Ruffles honey habanero chips. Have not been opened. Give you the ASMR there of the bag opening. Now, I don't know if my chocolate raspberry and honey habanero are going to go well together. Smell good.
Mm-hmm.
I need another one.
Yeah. Solid ASMR.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
I'm not getting any heat. I'm not.
Is there any habanero flavor?
Maybe that I don't know how you describe. Well, there's a wait. There it is.
Oh,
There's a little on the back end. It's not killer.
Mhm.
Like if you were to taste these, and I would say, "What is this?" You would never get habanero.
Okay.
You'd probably think like honey barbecue or like a barbecue cheddar.
Okay.
It's good, and there is a bit of a kick on the back end. I haven't. Let me try another one.
Jay today specializing in things that don't taste like how they're described.
Just for just to make sure we're on the right path here.
Well, right. It's all about sample size in this analytics era.
Yeah, they're definitely good, but again, I want them to be hotter. Here's the thing, food companies, if you put habanero on the bag, don't be afraid to make it hot.
Right.
No one who doesn't like spice is going to be buying habanero chips. There are obviously people who would buy a Flamin' Hot or a Red Hot or whatever. Don't back off the heat because, again, if I'm buying habanero chips, I want them to be hot. That's the point. So, all right, it's good. They're very good. I wish they were a little bit hotter. And I wish I was a little bit taller. And I wish I was a baller.
Look at you making the references.
I was listening to 104.3 Jams today.
Oh, nice. 104.3 Ja?
They went Hard Knock Life.
Okay.
They went Miss Jackson. They went California Love.
Nice.
And the Thong Song and Magic Stick all in a row.
104.3. It's either 104.3 Ja or 104.3 Approachable Hip Hop.
There you go. Hip hop for nostalgic whites.
Right. Right. Exactly. Just being...
Even though their call letters are WBMX, which means W Black Music.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's pretend we didn't see that. Awkward.
Yeah.
Let's awkwardly transition to a read, shall we?
Yes, let's do that. Are we driving away from that mention?
We are. I drove to Rockford this week to see the Rockford Ice Hogs and Iowa Wild in their playoff game. It was very exciting. My first trip to Rockford. I got more on that coming up next. But I drove it in my Mazda CX-30, and anytime a road trip presents itself, I take it because I love my freaking car. I hope you do too, and if you don't, get in touch with my guy, Eric Vates, 708-444-3200. He's the manager of Mazda of Orland Park, 8910 West 159th Street. Go to MazdaofOrlandPark.com. I've got my 2015 CX-5, my 2022 CX-30. I love both my cars. My next car will also be a Mazda because I freaking love them. They're great. They're super reliable. They're super sturdy. They get you around. They can take a beating. You put a ton of miles on them, and they run like the day you bought them. Absolutely phenomenal vehicle. Couldn't be happier, so I will continue to buy. And part of that happiness is because of the buying experience from Mazda of Orland Park. So check them out. Again, 708-444-3200 or visit MazdaofOrlandPark.com or just walk into the showroom right there, 8910 West 159th Street. If you see the Duncan, you went too far. It's right there.
Okay.
All right, so I did go to Rockford.
Yes, you did.
And people that discovered us on the score may remember our buddy Joe Dredge.
Yes.
He now works at the Rock Station in Rockford. And I texted him and said, hey, I'm coming to Rockford. I'm going to have like maybe a half hour to grab a meal before I get there. He's like, all right, go to this place, Uncle Nick's. It'll be perfect for your podcast content. Great. Sounds good. So I pull up to Uncle Nick's, and Rick, I'm sharing the screen now. I was a little concerned when I pulled up. Uncle Nick's is located at 918 East State Street in Rockford, Illinois. This is clearly a former gas station.
Yes.
And when I say gas station, I don't mean like your modern day like Delta Sonic, where it's like a grocery store and a gas station. I'm talking about a tiny ass room with basically a counter and that's it. So on the door, it says one person at a time in giant letters. So I walk in, this guy walks out from behind the door. He's like, how can I help you? It's your typical burgers, dogs, all that stuff.
Sure.
I wanted something quick, something I could eat while I was driving. So I got 3 corn dogs because I'm on a diet.
Nice.
And let me
did you
tell you,
de-stick them?
I did as I was eating them. Yes.
Oh, okay.
They were the best corn dogs I've ever had.
Really?
Yes, they were terrific. Like I walked into this place like this can't be bad. There's no way the place this down and dirty is bad. Like, do I feel like maybe they pass all their health inspections? Probably not. But you know what? One in Rome, one in Rockford. And if it's good enough for George, then damn it, it's good enough for me. And I'm glad I stopped. It was excellent. Next time I'm in Rockford, I might be going Friday actually, because they're got another playoff series. I'm going to try it again, and I'm going to try something different from the menu. Maybe something a little more like a burger, or like how they're because it's hard to screw up a corn dog. You just deep fry it, right? So I want to try some of the other stuff. But hey, the fact that I went there and was like, I'm going back there, despite the appearance and a little bit of a scary, because you literally order. He's like, all right, I'll bring it out to you. Oh. So you order and go back outside, and then the guy that brings it to your car. So. And you can see I'm in my CX30 right there. You see my nice Apple Play display on the screen.
Yes.
It's like a dual commercial. So yeah, Uncle Nick's in Rockford. I did not go to Beefaroo. And that's what everyone says you got to do. You got to go to Beefaroo. And I said to Joe, like, what's the deal? Like, you've not even said it. He's like, it's for locals only. And it's changed a little bit over the years, and it's not as good as it used to be. I'm still very curious. So we were looking at it during an intermission. Mario and I, my partner, HGO Blackhawks, were looking. Have you ever been there?
I've driven past it a million times when I've gone out to Rockford to see my buddies Dave and Laura and my godson Luke.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's I've driven past it, but I've never stopped, because usually when I'm getting there or when I'm driving by it, it's late.
So is it like an Arby's? Is that kind of the closest comp?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not like a burger joint. It's more of like a sandwich shop, right?
I just think of it for like the beef. Like I don't actually even really know outside of that on the menu. Like I've driven past it, never gone, but I equate it with Arby's, yes. Because
it looked like, just from the menu, it was not a sub type of a sandwich.
No.
Or like an Italian beef and like a French roll. It was like burger buns, but not burgers.
Yes, exactly.
Right. I'm sure someone listening has had Beefaroo. Shoot us an email this week. I'm fatpod@gmail.com and let me know what to expect and if I should go. Because Joe Dredge isn't always right, believe it or not.
What?
And I kind of want to try. If it's an institution, even if it's not as good as it used to be, it's probably still worth trying.
True. Now, I wonder if part of the reason that it's a local place is because there's like a special way you have to order or something.
Could be.
Like, yeah, like, could this be like for people of my age? Could this be Chubby's from Boy Meets World, where you have to wait for him to like, what was it, like sniffle and wipe his nose, then you order, or it's like you say what you want, and then you have to, the nose is for do you want the fries or like the drink or whatever? There was an order, and I don't quite remember it. However, probably something similar to that. Yeah. I can only assume.
Yeah, I would bet. Yeah, I'll try it. Next time I'm there, I'll try it. If I get out there early enough. Well, it should be better because Friday we work remotely, so I don't have to go to Chicago, then to go to Rockford. I can just go from home. So
then you can explore the sights of Rockford.
Like it was interesting. I'd never been before.
Cherryvale Mall.
It reminded me a lot of Joliet. Like,
yeah, I can see that.
And there was like beautiful mansions, and then I was like, and then you would go like a couple miles and say, does anyone live here?
Yes.
Like it's totally abandoned. Joliet's kind of like that too. It's not what I expected it to be like.
Mm-hmm.
But I would know that. I'm telling you, the BMO arena they have is like perfect for hockey because it's like, I don't know what the capacity is, maybe 7,000-8,000 or something.
Oh, okay.
Good, because the Allstate Arena, the reason Wolves games are so boring is because the building's half empty and it's too big for American League hockey.
Right. Also, the seats are too narrow.
Well, yeah, it's a given. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's one where you do your best to sit and then you let gravity take the wheel and get you the rest of the way down into your seat, because I know the last time I was there, I wasn't sitting all the way down by myself. That's for goddamn sure.
No, that's that's a rough go. I just generally don't like that place for much.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing against the Wolves, but it's tough. Like their building's too big, so it's
Mhm.
hard to get the energy in there. But you go like when in Rockford, it was what day was that? Wednesday? I forget what day it was, but it was like a school night, and tickets went on sale quickly because the playoff series was determined like the last day of the year,
Okay.
and it was maybe half to maybe 2/3 full, but it was rocking, man. It was a cool place to see a game, and the Hawks have
Nice.
sort of over the last year or so, since they took full ownership of the Ice Hogs, now they've like renovated the building a little bit, and it was a good
That's cool.
experience. Yeah, it was fun. They got a
So-
Pizza Hut there.
They have what there?
Pizza Hut. Like you can buy a whole ass Pizza
Oh.
Hut, and then I guess there's a really good barbecue place in there, but I didn't try it.
Okay. So I have a story of buildings that are too big and like they just totally overshot. When NIU built the Convocation Center, not the Conversation Center, that's a different place.
That's fun.
They put so many seats in that thing. Like I forget what the actual capacity is, but I think it's like it's close to like 10,000, and it's asinine because when I was there, I don't know what it is now. A men's basketball game, like a prime men's basketball game, you might be getting $1,000.
Yeah, 10,000.
Yeah, women's game, you're getting like 500. So you heard everything.
Well,
So when myself and one other person would be not even heckling, like we'd be like calling out our friends. Like I had my friend Margaret on the women's basketball team, and whenever she would make a play, I would just like yell, "Yeah, Margaret, woo!" and it like echoed. And then there was the one girl, my friend Teresa, that plays trombone. That there was this guy Todd Peterson, who's a good-looking dude, and whenever he would either at the free throw line or inbounding the ball, she would request him to touch his butt, and sometimes he would oblige.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, that's a fun experience. I just it's not great for selling the game.
Oh no, it's not. Not
You're
at all.
recruiting there, and it's just like dead. I like that was like the Paul at Rosemont too. Like no one's
Yeah.
here. Anyway,
Now they have the same thing, but with a view.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
so-
No, but Rockford was a good time, and if you're
Yeah.
a Hawks fan looking to see the future of the Hawks, especially like the next 2-3 years, get out to Rockford for a game. Real easy trip.
Mhm.
Like boy, that was maybe like an hour 45.
Yeah, but it's exactly.
Go
It's not a difficult drive. It's just not a short drive.
right.
There's a
Exactly.
difference.
Yeah.
So
You had this week.
I did. This is kind of a busy week. We're really more weekend because I'm officially in my late 30s now.
Woo! Happy birthday, Chico.
Yeah, thank you. I am 37.
Woof. In a
Not
row.
getting a whole hell of a lot better. Oh God,
You got the whole
That's-
cavalcade.
that's great.
Okay, now you
God, I feel like JD Pritzker now.
do. I'm not doing it.
No, don't.
Sucks.
So
Give a warm welcome to our governor, JB Pritzker. Let's make some noise.
So weird.
I know it's all those like little like talk back things that we had as kids.
Yes.
Like they were just like real crappy recording devices. It sounds like someone recorded an actual air horn into one of those, and that's what they played.
Like on Home Alone.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, which by the way, talk about like the ultimate product placement. I want to know how much they had to pay for that shit because they could
Everybody had one at that Christmas.
everybody.
Yep.
It was wild. Okay. So I'll go through some of my birthday weekend food progression here.
Yes. Do it.
So Friday, I was working from home, so I didn't really have a whole lot to do.
Mhm.
So I've mentioned on here before, there's only a couple places left around me that I hadn't gone. So I hit up Shannon's Deli, which is walking distance, even for me, from my place. It's 11 South Park Avenue. It's like just right off, it's that historic downtown Lombard area, right off of St. Charles Road. So I checked out the menu ahead of time because, of course, they have pastrami. So first time I'm going into a place, if you have pastrami, I'm getting pastrami. And you can see by the picture, I got the pastrami. And it was
that bread
wonderful.
Is perfectly toasted.
Yeah, exactly. The bread is perfectly toasted. It's got like a spicy mustard on there and Swiss. Like that's all you need. I love that most places with a pastrami sandwich, they don't try and do too much. Give me a good mustard, give me some Swiss. With the pastrami, that's all you need. And a really good toast. And it's like, it's not the thinnest pastrami I've had, but it is really, really good.
Well, pastrami on its own, like, it is such a good flavor that you don't want to bury it in a bunch of other crap.
Exactly.
Like, it's just, pastrami is great. Like, we've got a place by us called Bergstein's in, I think it's Chicago Heights, but it's moving to Homewood pretty soon. And they've got...
Does that make it closer to winning a championship?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
100%. You're an idiot. Anyway, their pastrami is amazing.
Yeah.
And it just speaks for itself. You don't need a bunch of accents it's pastrami.
Right.
It's not grilled chicken.
Right. And that's all I needed. At that point, like, I went by myself. I just wanted to, like, I had a good amount of the day to myself just to chill, do my thing. So I go in there, I get that. Like, the inside, it's not the sexiest looking place in the world, but it's like at the point where, okay, if people are coming here and like the chairs are mismatched at some of the tables and that type of thing, but there's multiple rooms you can go to and you can eat up top on the roof.
There you go.
They have it. So, like, especially with summer coming up, I didn't go. If it was warmer, I would have 1,000% sat up there to eat. But it was Friday in the Chicagoland area. So, of course, after like having a week of 80s and 70s, it was like 42 degrees.
Yep.
So I'm like, I won't be eating outside. And so I ended up eating inside, but it was awesome. Like, they have TVs on, be able to watch, like the Cubs were on at that point. So I was watching that while eating. They've got a bar in there too.
Oh, nice.
Like, it's a really cool setup they have. That's going to be like really, really solid when it gets warm out and like stays warm out. Right by it's I think it has. I don't know how long, but like, I mean, if you get off of the train at Lombard, it is literally right there. Like, once you get on like the downtown side of the tracks, it is right there.
That's
like,
a good spot for them.
Yeah, it's wonderful. So I highly recommend that place. They've got, nothing on the menu in terms of like variety of things is going to surprise you, but it looks like what they do really well. And they also have stuff in there like you can get, it looked like your typical like a pasta salad if you want. They have like these giant brownies. It's like $7 for a brownie, but the brownie is a brick. Like, it's that size.
When it thuds on your table.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Either that or when you use it as a doorstop, because you could use it as that too.
Nice. Yeah.
So maybe next time I go, I would get one.
Nothing like a great deli.
Yeah. So on my way back from that, I'm walking back. I like make the turn back onto St. Charles. I'm about to head to the intersection and go back to my place. And I see, and I've mentioned before that there's like a penny candy store right there. But every time I gone in there, it was on a cruise night, which cruise nights are on Saturdays when it's warm out. Everybody is out. So it is one of those places where it is packed the entire time people are out. And I feel like a median when I'm in there because a lot of the people in there are children. So I'm just like, oh God, okay, don't just turn a little bit. Okay. And then I just back out. But I went in there, like, actually getting to see everything and not feeling rushed. It's really cool. Like, they have all the things you would imagine. I miss seeing this in a store.
Yeah.
They have that. Like, they have it all in the jars.
Nice.
And then they also have ice cream. And they import their ice cream from Wisconsin.
All right.
So what drew me in was this sign. And so they have chocolate shop ice cream, which is their nutritional information that they put on every pint, because I did end up getting a pint of ice cream, says, don't even ask. This is the best ice cream made in Wisconsin, and it tastes so good because it has gobs of rich Wisconsin cream, tons of real ingredients for boatloads of luscious flavor. That means it's not low fat, low calorie, or low anything. And that's why everyone loves it. You want nutrition? Eat carrots.
Love it. That's awesome.
So I'm like, okay, that's the sign. So I'm looking in the window because they have the ice cream flavors listed. And I do kind of a quick perusal. And there's the caramel chaos. And anybody who's listening to the podcast knows I'm a sucker for caramel. So I'm like,
That
cool.
sounds
I
good.
go in there, I get a pint of caramel, bring it home because it's right there. I'm excited. And it's like essentially like caramel ice cream with caramel swirls and like little chocolate caramel pieces and whatever. So I take a bite and I'm like, what is going on here? I missed something. There were big old pecans in this thing.
Oh, is that good or bad for you?
That's bad for me.
That's bad for you.
And I tried it. I didn't know I was trying it, but it was like the ice cream was like, and so I was mad because the ice cream itself is really, really good.
Yeah.
So I do recommend the place. So, well, first of all, Sweet Street Candies and Goodies is the place, as the penny candy store, 17 West St. Charles Road, Lombard.
All right.
And that's where they have the ice cream right around here. And I tried to eat as much around the pecans as I could. I couldn't do it. And even I tried to delude myself today, like literally 5 minutes before we got on the call here. I'm like, let me try this again, because maybe I'm just paranoid and I'm just deluding myself into thinking it's pecans when it's just like one of those chocolate caramel things and maybe it just didn't taste right. So I'm like, okay, here's a big hunk. Looked like a pecan, but I'm like, who knows? Take a bite, and I'm like, oh God, I need to wash my mouth out now.
That's so weird. It's like no taste to pecans. It's like woody. It's like just, I don't know. It's like just salt.
I don't like it.
It's so weird that you're like that, like turned off by the taste of nuts. Like, I always think of nuts as like the least. I don't love them.
Yeah.
Right. Because I don't like what it leaves behind sometimes. Like you get fragments and skins and like, ugh.
Sure.
Like the taste of a nut is so like unassuming.
I don't know. And I don't think it's like a mental thing. It's just like, because hey, if it was that bad of a thing, I wouldn't have tried it again.
Yeah, right.
But just that's a big old no for me, dog.
Wow, that's crazy. Sounds good anyway.
Yeah. So I went home and in very me fashion, I sat down on my couch, was watching basically nothing, and I fell asleep for a little bit. And then woke back up in time for to go out with Sam and with Shocking to Nobody, Marty and Amy. And my thing was, I wanted to, it had been a long time. So I partook in one of the great sports for fats.
Oh,
bowling.
Nice.
Fats can be good at bowling.
Sitting most of the time and eating and drinking. Perfect.
Yes. And you don't, depending on your form, you don't even have to bend over that much when you're bowling.
That's right.
So,
yeah. I would imagine you to be a very good bowler. I could see you being a good bowler.
I was at one point when I actually was bowling relatively often. Like at this time, I wasn't able to find a ball that fit my fingers very well. Shocking to nobody. So I had to get one that had the giant thumb to fit my thumb, and then basically just hold on for dear life with the fingers because those were way too big. So I bowled like a 118. Yeah, well, I got like a 118. I got a 118 the first game, and I swear I was like, if I bowl any worse, I will not be allowed back in at my mom's house because all of us bowled. And then I got a 172 the second game, so that was good.
All right.
But so we went to Stardust Bowl in Addison. It's 37 East Lorraine Avenue. I'm to pull up to this place, and I was like, where's the parking? Because I see the sign for it, and it doesn't look like that big of a place. Across the street, there's a ton of parking. So I'm like, okay, just park there and walk. It's like, it's not far. It's a narrow road to get across, whatever. Put it this way. We were on lane 82.
Holy Jesus.
There's 85 lanes at this place.
My God.
And I will say, you would think for a place that big, it's going to be dirty. It's going to be run down just because it's a lot. It was like, it still looks like a bowling alley.
Yeah.
You got crappy carpet and you got and there were some leagues going on. So you got like people past their prime that are looking for that competition that are taking it way too seriously. But like there was a bar, like a full on bar in there. There was a whole food setup. There was an arcade, and not just like a little arcade. It almost looked like some of the games were like, we're talking like a mini Dave and Buster's type deal.
Damn.
In there. Like Sam and I were floored by all the stuff that they had. So went there, and this I'll go reverse in terms of food. So in terms of food afterwards, part of the reason that Sam chose this place was because she saw on their menu they had a pizza puff. And she knew I had been in search of a pizza puff. That is the pizza puff that I got.
That's pretty
big
looking.
Yeah. It was a real solid size. And it was good for being a bowling alley pizza puff.
Okay. The compliment.
Yes. Yeah, pretty much. Because like the cheese was good. The meat was good that was in there. The thing that kind of, it didn't totally ruin it, but it didn't put it over the top. The outside is flaky, but the extra layers in there, because like with a pizza puff, it's the extra inside layers that maintain a little bit of crisp to them. Raw dough. And while raw dough still tastes good, like I would totally eat one of those again. The raw dough kind of took it from being like, holy crap, this is amazing food, especially for a bowling alley, to it was pretty good. But I mean, they have wings, like burgers, like you can get what you want there. They've got a lot of stuff. So if you're in that area, you're looking for just like something really fun, like bowling. Kids can go to the arcade if they want. You can get a bucket of beers pretty cheap. Like I think we got a bucket of beers, a pop, a water, and something else for like $20.
Oh, damn. That's
so
real.
we're like, yeah. So we're like, yes, absolutely. We're going to do this. So pizza puff solid from there. Now, one thing that Sam did too, because she's a planner, which is great because she balances me out, because as you know, I am not a planner. I'm not that great with the planning. She got cupcakes, which we've spoken about cupcakes. However, in that type of situation, cupcakes are pretty solid when it can be an individual treat and you're at a place that's not a home game. Went to a place that I've mentioned before because their giant cinnamon roll, I believe, and biscuit.
Mm-hmm.
Courageous Cafe, 108 West Park Avenue in Elmhurst. I had a salted caramel cupcake. It was really good and stuffed with more of like the caramel icing. It was really a great cupcake. The other cupcakes that were there were just like, traditional, like a vanilla cupcake with some chocolate frosting and some sprinkles. Still really, really good. So if you're in Elmhurst and you're looking for some bakery type stuff, that's a real solid option for you. And then the people next to us who were on lane 84 in this place.
You just missed it.
Yeah.
Both times.
They were doing a birthday party and they asked one of us, hey, can you take a picture of all of us? So Sam goes over and takes the picture. And then while I'm bowling, I'm like walking back from taking my turn. And I'm assuming like the dad of the kid whose birthday it was brings over Mrs. Fields cookie cake.
Oh, that's it. That's
As a thank you for taking the picture, and because they clearly had too much, she brought it over for us. So, like pizza puff, really quality cupcakes, and Mrs. Fields cookie cake all in one night while bowling.
that's pretty good. Not to mention the bucket of beers.
Yeah. I'm telling you, like that was like food wise, getting to do stuff like that was probably that. Like I could not have asked for more for like a night for doing that stuff. So like for a birthday night, like when it's an innocuous birthday. 37 is nothing unless like, because the way I think of it is 0 through 2 in a decade is your early whatever decade. 3 through 6 is the mid, and then 7 through 9 is late. So I'm in my late 30s now. But that was pretty great. And then so Saturday, shocking to nobody. Went and hung out with Marty and Amy at night because, if nothing, I'm on brand. So Marty's like, okay, let's have a better pizza puff. He's like, I have an idea. I walk in the door. He's like, we're leaving in 10 minutes. We're going to Garrasno's. We got pizza puffs waiting for us. We'll bring them back. And man, that's I don't know if it's actually a pizza puff. That is my hand, which is a significant hand, being dwarfed by this. It's probably more of a calzone than a pizza puff, if we're being honest.
It is a dough bag of pizza.
It's really what
it is like a stack of pizza.
It kind of is. It's good as hell. It all went away.
So I was wondering, like, I didn't want to tip you off to like Garrasno's is known for its sweetness. There's like a very, very sweet sauce. Mm-hmm. And also on the pizza puff too, the dough is a little bit sweet. So it's not for everyone all the time.
Right. It is a lot of sweet, but I was here for it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. So I will be having that again at some point. I had the cheese one. So like it was just a cheese pizza puff because like they didn't know, they had already ordered. They didn't know if I'd eaten dinner. So they're like, we didn't want to load it up with meat and stuff if you were like just eating.
Oh yeah, that would have stopped you.
Oh yeah, exactly. But either way, like that. And then you can see at the bottom of that, because this picture, I took it upside down. I don't know why. Got a Yingling too.
Yeah.
So that's a meal right there. Like a Garrasno's pizza puff / calzone / pizza bag with some Yingling. That was awesome. And then because I'm an idiot and I couldn't be more creative. Well, actually, I know why I wanted it. So I was at, we're recording Sunday night. So I was at my mom's today, and like, we don't do a ton for birthdays, but it's always, you get to pick the meal. So, I was like, you know what? I haven't had in forever. And I mentioned it, I think in the early days of the podcast, maybe Pal Joey's in West Chicago. Pal Joey's was like it's a special occasion pizza for us growing up. Pal Joey's is at 440 East Roosevelt Road in West Chicago. There's also one in Batavia. Don't know the address of that one, but the West Chicago one's better. It just is. And got they specialize in their pan pizza, which it is a really light crust. But what I love about Pal Joey's is the sauce is really seasoned. Also, like the crust is seasoned. Like you get that buttery, garlicky crust with it being super light. I'm telling you, like I hadn't had it for a couple years and I missed out because
it looks good.
It's really good. It is really good. So, and to compare it to another place in that same area, Roma D's, it's cheaper than Roma D's. So if you're kind of looking for something in that area, they're both really good. They're a little bit different in terms of like their style. If you like a little heavier dough, then probably Roma D's. If you want that lighter, flakier dough and more seasoning punch in your pizza, then go with Pal Joey's. It's really good. And it's a nostalgia thing for me too, because we've been having it all my life. So yeah, I love that place.
I gotta try that. You've been talking about Roma D's forever.
Mm-hmm.
The place I gotta try. I got to get out that way and we'll try it. Yeah, it's something me and you have to do is like, all right, let's once a week or once a month go try a place that we each recommend.
Yeah.
I mean, keep it fresh. We got a little hook of that for a while. We tried a couple places.
We did.
Then fell out of it because things get busy and things change. But
yeah, that whole life thing happens.
That whole damn life thing. It never ends, but it does eventually. All right, we got to get to ask that here, but let's talk about our friends at Frato's Culinary Kitchen, 628 South Roselle Road in Schaumburg. FratosPizza.com, FratosBakery.com, at Fratos Pizza on Instagram. They're the best. They've got the I'm Fat Burger, the I'm Fat Pizza, the I'm Fat Grilled Cheese, but just an incredible menu at all times. All sorts of monthly special burgers that are super creative, super original, and they've got the classics down perfectly as well. If you want to save on your online order, use the promo code I'm Fat, and you'll save 10% on your online order. So go to FratosPizza.com, place your order, plug in that code I'm Fat. You'll save 10% every time you order at Frato's Culinary Kitchen. We've told you about the I'm Fat stuff. You got to try the mozzarella sticks. The normal mozzarella sticks are huge. Or like a 5-piece mozzarella stick is a meal in itself. And then on the weekends, they've got those giant, like 2-foot-long mozzarella sticks that are just unreal and amazing. Fritos is great. Whatever you're into, you eat healthy, you eat like a slob, you eat somewhere in between. Fritos has you covered. FratosPizza.com, FratosBakery.com, at Fratos Pizza on Instagram. I think that would get us to Ask a Fat, wouldn't it?
It would.
Bless me, Father, for I've sinned. It's been 1 week since my last confession.
Okay, my son. What is your confession?
I'm fat.
Ask a Fat is brought to you by our buddy, our pal, Charlie the Bacon Guy, and here he is with this week's Bacon Report.
Thanks, Jay. This week we have maple pepper, Cajun, and giardiniera bacon. For bacon jams, we have the original, the bourbon, the mango habanero, and the habanero honey. Got a couple requests for some new flavors of bacon jam, a cherry peach. Interesting, but we'll see. And I made some more 6-pepper and sriracha bacon. Hopefully I'll get to try those before we get out of town later this week. But the new merchandise is in. The new t-shirt design has arrived. The hats, beanies, magnets, buttons, stickers, all that fun stuff is always available. If you have any flavor suggestions for bacon or bacon jam, get a hold of me and we'll try to make it happen for you. Jay, I'll tell you how to do that. For the Bacon Report, I'm Charlie the Bacon Guy.
All right, so before Charlie left, he did make the sriracha and the 6-pepper. They are good to go. They're delicious. If you want some, pre-order it. He's only going to make what gets pre-ordered, so hit him up, charliethebaconguy@gmail.com. He's at Charlie the Bacon Guy on Instagram. You want to follow that for all sorts of bacon porn. At CZ the Bacon Guy on Twitter. Jump in there. Charlie needs your support. We need your support. The best way to support us is to support our sponsors and hook Charlie up with an order because he is grinding away at these awesome new flavors, and he's never made a bad thing in his life. Everything he makes is incredible. So again, pre-order the 6-pepper, the sriracha, and again, if you got a custom order, something you want to try, if you order enough, he'll make you whatever you want. So get in touch with him, charliethebaconguy@gmail.com, Charlie the Bacon Guy on Instagram, or at CZ the Bacon Guy on Twitter. All right, we have several voicemails this week.
Nice.
If you want to leave us one, very easy to do. 708-858-3314. That is the number. And that starts us off with our buddy. I think this is Jason.
Hi, Bats. It's Jason from
Yes.
Oshkosh. I haven't called in a bit, so I'm bringing you a few different topics. So I hope we can go over all of them. First, did you know that Red Robin's has a separate pizza chain inside Red Robin's? I recently went there with my wife, and they have Donato's Pizza. She said it's a big Indiana chain, but they have that, and a lot of people pick it up for carry-out or order it in the restaurant. But I would love to hear if it's any good. I'll definitely try it and report back. But if anybody has tried it already, I'd love to hear your review on it. My second thing was, what's the best place for you, the most optimal place for you, for me to listen to the podcast? Is it on YouTube with a like, or is it on Spotify? I've already reviewed, but I want to make sure that I'm doing everything that I can to do it the correct way because I have options between YouTube and Spotify and other places. But I wanted to make sure that if there's one that's better than the other, that I'll definitely help out with that one. And third, we're a little bit into the baseball season now, and I personally don't mind the pitch clock, but I think this pitch clock is an unintentional way of trying to get stats out of baseball. We're not all made for speed. Now Lance Lynn has to be pitching faster, and it just, I'm sure he's working up a lather of a sweat, and same thing with any of the bigger hitters. It's really not fair to them. So is this a way for them to try to get stats out of baseball? I would hate for that to be the case. Thanks, guys, and hopefully talk again soon. Love the pod.
All right, there's a lot there. Best way to listen is to just listen. I suppose it could be a little bit better for us now that we're part of Spotify's podcast platform to listen on Spotify because they'd be able to measure everything a little bit better. And it also gives you the opportunity to participate in things like the polls. You can leave us messages via Spotify. Like there's a whole bunch of interactive features on Spotify that you don't get anywhere else. But as long as you're listening, it counts. The YouTube thing is separate. So we'd encourage everybody to do both. Even if you don't watch the full episode on YouTube, go subscribe, youtube.com/I'mFatPodcast. If you see a video pop up, make sure you hit the like button on that. That all kind of helps with our visibility there.
Sure.
So there's no wrong way to listen, but I think as a listener, you're probably benefiting by listening on Spotify because of the interactive tools. And
it's what I call us.
Yeah, interactive tools. And on YouTube, just make sure you hit that like button to make sure you're subscribed to the page as well. The other thing is we do have our web poll question now that I've thought up during the show.
Nice.
You can vote on it on Spotify. Do you enjoy cotton candy flavored items?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Go ahead and vote on that and on Spotify, and we'll update the poll results next week. The first question, the Red Robin thing. I did not. Yeah. I just checked my Red Robin, which is Orland Park. They do not have that, so it might be region specific.
I have not been to Red Robin in a minute. Also, I and maybe Jason's saying it right, but when he called it Donato's or whatever, I'm like, I bet it's Donato's.
I would imagine it's Donato's too.
But it's just that made me smile. So thank you, Jason, for that. But I really enjoyed Red Robin. Their Whiskey River barbecue burger is wonderful. However, they are one of the few places that commits the atrocity of shredded lettuce on their burgers, which is just awful.
Yeah, don't do that.
No. If you're going to have lettuce, make it a piece of lettuce because shredded is the worst because if they put it on there when they don't need to, there's no going back.
Right.
So
yeah, that's
and those strips are not going to be crispy. They're not going to serve the purpose of what lettuce should on a burger.
Yeah, that's so bad. I hate shredded lettuce on most anything, but especially in a burger because it just makes you a slime pile.
Yes,
it's disgusting. But their fries, those fries are killer, and that fry is amazing. So, all right, I didn't know that. And then the third question was, are they getting fats out of baseball? Maybe. I just love.
I think out of pitching because our guy Danny Vogelbach doing some work.
Yes, he is. They try to reinvent the wheel on how to make baseball more fun and get more people interested. How about let people watch the effing games?
Yeah, how about it?
Like Cub fans in Iowa can't watch the Cubs. I went to Nashville and couldn't watch Braves Cubs. Like they make it so freaking difficult to find their product. And even the Cubs, if you don't have Xfinity or Fubo TV, you can't watch Cubs games.
Right.
What the hell? Like it's so stupid. It's so backwards. And all sports are kind of backwards in it. Right. But my God, baseball is the worst at it.
Yeah, baseball is the worst offender. I know in Denver, they have a weird thing with I think it's like a Kroenke thing with the Nuggets, where it's like the Nuggets, just a team that had the best record in the Western Conference. Yeah, a lot of people that live in that area couldn't watch them if they wanted to. Mind you, they're probably more preoccupied with the Avalanche. But, by the way, talk about a town that's got the winter sports set.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, Denver ain't bad.
Yeah, it's nice. I remember Hawks used to be good. I remember that. Let's live in that time. But like ESPN Plus is the best thing that ever happened to hockey.
Yeah,
Because for $7 a month or whatever it is, you get basically every hockey game. Yeah, your local game is still blacked out, but most people, however they consume television, have NBC Sports Chicago.
Yes.
So like that's not a challenge. And I can go on any night I'm sitting at home, I pop on ESPN Plus, and there's 5 hockey games for me to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And just like that, like I've been watching the playoffs. It's like it's just so easy. They make it so easy. Take note, baseball. That's the problem.
Yes.
It's not about the length of the game. It's not about pitchers taking too long. It's about availability of the product. It's not that damn complicated. All right, next voicemail.
Gentlemen, I lived in Lombard about 25 years ago and haven't been back there in a long time. Well, I just left Gnarly Knots, my very first visit, and it was amazing. But I wanted to give big props to Rick Camp. With everything in downtown Lombard now and close proximity to where he lives, he deserves props for not weighing 400 pounds.
I'm getting close. I appreciate that unnamed caller, but buddy, I'm getting closer than I'd like to admit. I'm sure
you're kind of screwed, man. You are in like the food oasis.
Yeah,
and it's all like, not only is it good, like I got a lot of good fast food by me.
Yeah,
but you've got like good, like destination food places.
Yeah,
by
like
you.
unique. Like I got unique places by me, and I understand that some listeners are probably frustrated that I don't get out to enough like different places, but you know what? I don't have to.
You don't have
That's the
to.
thing.
What's the pizza box nacho place?
Nacho Rita.
That place is great too. It's right. You could like zip line out your window to that place.
And I'm still the breakfast place that's at the corner. That's like what, maybe 4 doors away from Nacho Rita. I still haven't even been there yet because I normally don't get my ass out that early.
Yeah. You're in a and you've got all the fast food stuff around you too.
Yep.
Except
I'm spoiled. yeah, I have Taco Bell technically, but not in practice.
There you go. All right, we got one more.
Hey, Fats. This is Kevin from Indiana. I was recently gifted a family heirloom, which is a charcoal rotisserie spit used for cooking whole animals. And we decided to break it in over Easter weekend by cooking a delicious 33-pound lamb. So my question is has anyone ever been to an event or cooked a whole animal, either a pig or a lamb or maybe something else, on a large rotisserie spit? And if so, how did it turn out, or what tips or tricks do you use? And a follow-up question for your grilling expert from Weber. I know that Weber makes a rotisserie conversion kit for their standard 22-inch Weber kettle grill used for cooking, say, rib roast or anything else on a smaller rotisserie scale. What tips or tricks would he have for cooking, say, maybe a prime rib roast or anything else that all of us could put on a standard Weber kettle rotisserie spit? Thanks again for the podcast, and y'all take care. Bye-bye.
It's a great question. I've got no idea.
Nope. Not a clue.
We're going to try to get the grill master involved with our 200th episode, one way or another. But man, I love having the Weber grill master, and of course his name is escaping me right now. Jesus. Why is he not on my phone? Kevin something. I have 150 Kevins. Kevin Coleman. There we go.
Yes.
Kevin Coleman. That's the guy. He is the Weber grill master. He is great. And anytime I have a question about something, it's like Thanksgiving. I'm like, hey, I was like, give me a call. And he gives me completely how to do it. Dude is awesome. I can't wait to have him on show 200. We'll definitely do that. We got to get planning that, dude. That is soon.
Yeah. It kind of
event planner.
Yeah, right. Well, I casually brought it up. She's like, "Oh, how long do you have? You're on what? Like 180, I'm like, I think we're in like the low 190. She's like, "Oh."
Yeah.
So, might be a bit of a challenge to do exactly what we would want. We'd also have to figure out, what we want, but we'll figure it out. We'll get something done.
We always do.
Not really.
All right. We'll try. We're gonna try. It also doesn't have to be the 200th episode. It can be a 200th episode celebration. One of my favorite podcasts when they're like about to hit a milestone.
Yeah.
Like 499 and then like 499.1.
Yes.
Even like the actual number for the big show.
Yeah.
So we'll have something. I promise you we'll have something. We just don't know what it is yet. All right. Long show, no problem. We've got some emails and we're gonna wrap things up.
Ask a fat about this and that. It's time to chat with the fats.
Email us. I'm fatpod@gmail.com. Very, very easy. You know how to do that. All right. Quickly, Michael emails us, says, as I sit here after polishing off a frozen pizza, I can't help but wonder if you two do the same as me. I only eat my pizza with a fork. You both have mentioned that you don't like to get your hands messy when eating, and I'm the same way. My wife and her family have always given me the side eye when we have pizza together. So am I the weirdo, or do I have solidarity in this? Yes, you are the weirdo.
Yes, you are 100% the weirdo. I mean, maybe you could say if it's deep dish, but then it's not really a frozen pizza. So no, you're a weirdo, man.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Sorry, sucks to suck. All right, from David. This is just a picture of, are these, oh my gosh, it's like cookie dough bites of Twix, M&M, and Snickers.
Yeah, I have to find this. I have to.
Wow.
Which of those appeals to you the most?
Twix.
See, I'm an M&M cookie guy. I love me some M&M cookies.
As stated before, I'm a caramel nut.
Yeah, and I know you're not going to go for the Snickers because there's a nut in there.
Right.
So to speak. All right, next one here from Fat Matt, our buddy. I heard Rick's comment on having, quote, in-between shoes. I would highly recommend looking to Hey Dude shoes. Very fat-friendly, super comfortable, stretchy material, and good selection. They're in March Fatness. Yes, Hey Dude shoes are great. Rick, it is exactly what you need, especially for the summer.
Great. You know what I did?
I
went a few weeks ago, tried them on. My feet are too fat for Hey Dude shoes.
That's something.
They're too wide for Hey Dude shoes. I made sure to try on wides because it's pretty much just like regular and wide.
Yeah.
At least that I saw it at DSW. So I'm like, cool. I'll try some on. You know what? No go.
Wow. Just wear like scuba feet instead.
Right. I was thinking I was just going to wear the like Kleenex boxes that Kevin wears from The Office to Jim and Pam's wedding.
Oh my God.
Like
I have room to spare in those things.
No, and mind you, this is even like before I was like this fat. I've always had not just wide feet, but super wide feet. That's why I always have New Balances, even though I don't necessarily. Huh?
Have you ever checked her website?
I don't think I have.
All right, let's see. Well, it just says wide and medium, so maybe they don't have like extra wides. Wow, that's a shame because they'd be perfect for you.
Yeah. I get it. I would totally get, like, stylistically, yes, I would get them in a heartbeat. However, no, not so much.
All right, we got one more here from Mike in Oak Park. He says, hello, fats. Love the pod. Thanks to stomach cancer 18 years ago, I look like a normie, but I am still a fat at heart, so I'm a regular listener. Oh, thank you, Mike. He says, Jay, when you go back to Maya del Sol, that's the place I went in Oak Park a couple weeks ago, pick a nice evening and sit outside on the patio in the back of the restaurant. Beautiful spot, great food, and great cocktails. One other note here from Mike. Sam is right about King's Hawaiian. Ducking for
no, mind. I won't finish that.
No, that's any slander about King's Hawaiian will not be tolerated on this program.
Nope, it will not.
It will not. So, all right. I mean, Maya del Sol, I'll go back. I'm very
twist your arm
on a summer night, getting some friends together, going out there and then buying some more weed.
There you go.
It's my primary purpose for Oak Park.
Yeah, that was my big missed opportunity of my birthday. Was not I went on Friday after I got my haircut when I was just sitting at home, not just like popping it out of a bowl and just like cruising.
Oh yeah, that's fun. I might do that tonight. I'll be asleep.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap this bitch up.
All right. Follow us on all of our social media at I'm Fat Pod. I'm Fat Pod at gmail.com to send over any questions, thoughts. 708-858-3314 to leave us a voicemail. Patreon, check that out if you so choose. And I'mFatMerch.com with all our new designs up there. Just check them out. And then if you want to search for other stuff outside of our stuff, cool. Just still use our link to get to TeePublic first, because then we get a kickback. Kickbacks are great. Just ask any politician ever. So, youtube.com/I'mFatPodcast, subscribe. And then even if you don't watch the videos, if you just prefer to not see our faces, which, hey, more power to you. And generally, I agree. Just still like each video. Then go to the regular podcast feed and subscribe, then unsubscribe, then resubscribe, then unsubscribe, then resubscribe to help us juke those numbers and leave us the old 5-star rating and review. And the best thing you can do is check out our sponsors, Charlie's Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, and Frato's Culinary Kitchen. So for Jay, I'm Rick. This is the I'm Fat Podcast.
I hope you have a fantastic day.